welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. So in today's video we are doing something a little bit different and exciting. So I'm going to be showing you what is inside my camera bag and what I usually take to shoots. So I'm going to start off by telling you the things that are obvious and common that I take with to my shoots, and then I'm going to move on to things that are not so common and that you may not know, which is a good idea to bring to a shoot. So with that said, let's get into the video. Okay, so the first thing that I take to a shoot are lenses. Now obviously I take lenses because, you know, what else am I going to use to take a photo? So here is my camera bag over here, and the first lens that I'm going to show you is my 135 or my 18 to 135. Now I don't really use these, so this is a lens that usually stays home because I don't really shoot a genre where I really need to use this lens. The only time I will really need to use this lens is if I need to like get up close and take a photo of like a smaller subject, and then if I can't get too close, then this has more of a zoom range. So I don't really shoot a lot of things that are small. I do more portrait photos, so this lens usually just stays at home. And then the next lens that I have is my telephoto lens. Now I usually shoot portraits with these. They just have such a nice depth of field, so I love shooting with this. So this lens is the main lens that I shoot with when I go out to do a photo shoot. And then the third lens that I have, I'm busy using on my camera at the moment, which is my 18 to 55. Now I usually shoot smaller things with this because I can get up close and it can focus nicely, whereas my telephoto lens will struggle to focus on smaller things. So if I want to take photos of like a small little product or like a bangle or a ring or something, I will usually use that one instead of my telephoto. And then portraits of people, I'll usually just use my telephoto lens. And then onto the next thing, which is my cameras. Now I have two cameras. Technically I have one, but because I gave my other camera that I used a while ago to my boyfriend, but I technically still use it. So this is my spare camera that I use, which is the Nikon D3000. So this is just in case my main camera has to break on a shoot, and then I just have a backup in case. And then the main camera that I use is the Nikon D5300, which I'm using to record now, so I obviously can't show you that. Okay, so on to the next thing, which are charger and battery. Now I have this charger over here which I bring with to my shoots, and as you can see I do have an adapter because I got this in Abu Dhabi, and like South Africa and Abu Dhabi don't have the same charging facilities, so I have to bring this with as well. And it's just in case my battery dies, so then I just charge it if I need to. And then I have my batteries as well. One's in my camera and one's on the table somewhere over there. So I have 3 batteries because it's just better to have 3 batteries instead of 2, especially if you're shooting an event that's quite long. But usually I only use a 1 battery at a shoot, because I mean like 1 or 2 hours, if you're shooting for 1 or 2 hours, is really not too bad. And then the next thing that I have is in this bag. So I have a few things in this bag. So I have my memory cards. I don't have all my memory cards in here because one's in the camera, one's in the laptop, so they're everywhere. Like I'm not even organized for this video, my things are just everywhere, but I'm going to show you anyway. So I have my memory cards in here. Make sure you always have 3 or more memory cards. I don't have like those little memory card bag things. Honestly, I'm not too bothered about it. I mean, it's cool or whatever, but I just keep it in here and it works for me. I actually got this at a makeup shop. I got it for free because I bought something and then you get this. So I have my memory cards in here, and then another thing that I also keep in here are my bobby pins. I don't know if you can see that. So I keep my bobby pins in here mainly for my clients in case they need to pin hair back or whatever. So this is always a good idea to keep, not for you but for your clients. And then another thing I have is a hair tie, once again in case your client needs to tie their hair up or something. So it's just a nice little thoughtful thing for your clients. So you keep this and then your client thinks, oh, you know, they're so thoughtful, you know. So The next thing I have is a microfiber cloth which I use to clean my lenses. So like I said in one of my other videos, always make sure your lenses are clean before a shoot, but if for some reason it gets dirty, then you have this in case. So I just keep this all in this little bag over here. And then moving on to the next thing that I have in my bag, I actually have like a whole bunch of wires and things, which is not important because it's basically just in here because I don't want to lose it. So this just stays in here, and it's not necessary to bring to a shoot, but I'll bring it with anyway because this is where it belongs. So those are just going to stay in here because I don't want to lose it. So for the sake of not losing it, they're just in there, and it doesn't really take up too much space. And then on to the next, which is toilet paper, or you can even buy one of those little tissue things in those little bag things. And this is just in case your client's eyes start watering. I mean, at my matric dance, because I had so much makeup on, like I'm not used to wearing a lot of makeup, like my eyes started like running, and like my photographer had some tissue there, you know, just to help clear up the watery eye. So this is really good to have, or even if your client or yourself also just needs to blow their nose, then you know you're lucky. Okay, and then on to the next thing that I take with to my shoots, which is a reflector. Now I usually don't pack this in my bag because if you look at the size of this thing, the reflector definitely won't fit in there. So if you look closely, you'll see that I have like a little hook thing over here, and I usually just hook this onto my camera bag. That way I don't have to, you know, use another hand and carry it around. So this just frees up some space in my hands, and then I just clip it to my bag. I can walk around freely, no hassle, no nothing. And then the last thing that I usually bring with to my shoots is this beautiful thing over right here, which is water. Now, I usually bring 2 water bottles with me, one for me and one for my client, because sometimes your clients do tend to forget to bring water. So always remember to tell them everything before the shoot, what they need to bring. But I mean, the small little things like bobby pins and hair ties or whatever, don't bother telling them to bring it because you can just bring that yourself. I mean, it's too much work. The whole point is to try and create less work for your clients. So just bring an extra water bottle just in case they forget to bring one. And it's because like I mainly shoot out, you know, like in the wilderness or outdoors. So like wilderness, yeah, like we have little nature reserves around us. So we get to shoot there. I'm sure like the rest of the world doesn't really have that opportunity, but being in South Africa, we are lucky. We do have many nature reserves around us. So that means we're gonna have to hike and walk around quite a bit. So that can be very tiring. So just having some water is going to help. And then before I do end this video, I just wanted to mention something. So I mentioned earlier about the extra camera I bring with. So I don't bring this with me in the shoot. I leave it in the car because then it's just another bag to carry around. If I have an assistant, I'll let them carry this for me. But other than that, if I'm shooting alone, which I do most of the time, I just leave that in the car. It's not really a big deal to bring it with. If your camera does break, which is, you know, most likely not going to happen, but if it does, then you can just run to the car quickly and get it. But there isn't really a point in bringing both bags because it's going to be way too much. So that is all I have for you guys in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, give this video a thumbs like and subscribe to my channel. And also don't forget to hit the bell icon so you can be notified when my next video is up. Bye guys!